Hey guys, welcome back to another video tutorial, and for this video tutorial we will be looking at how to create a brochure in Microsoft Publisher. And if it is that you don't have access Publisher, then Microsoft Word could also be used as another option. An online option could be the use of Canva, and then all of these platforms provide a template that we can use in order to complete our brochure. Now, Publisher is currently open, and then this is our default home page in this application. I would like to locate brochures. There is one in this selection, but normally it would not be there. This is here because I recently made a selection for using brochure. So in order to access or locate our different brochures, we would select the option that says more templates. In this section we are able to see different templates, maybe for posters, labels, cards, etc. So the different types of advertisement that we would produce in terms of maybe business related, then this section would contain all templates for those. But we're now looking for one that says brochure. And then once selected, we will be given the types of templates that they currently have within the platform that we're using. So these are the templates that Publisher contain in terms of their brochure. So I'm scrolling through and I'm trying to locate one that says trifold brochure, and I currently see two trifold. So I will just randomly select one, and then from here I will select the pop-up box, create, and this will open the templates in the Publisher layout. Now currently my template is open, and then for this video tutorial we will be completing a brochure related to a restaurant. Now far right contains the front page of our brochure, and we know that a brochure is normally a folded type of document. So this would be the first page that we see for the brochure, and then on this end it would be the back part of the brochure as well as the middle section of that back part. On the page 2 is where we would find the inside part of our brochure. So I'm returning back to the page 1, and then we will start making our edits from here. So we will be including images, maybe menus, maybe recipes, based on the type of business that we are completing this for. And as I indicated earlier, I believe we are producing a brochure for a restaurant. So on this first page we would like to include the maybe name of the restaurant, or if it is a product that we are advertising, then the name of the product will be outlined here. But for our purpose, we will be including the name of a restaurant. So we will include the name of a restaurant here, and then maybe details as to when. So let's say the restaurant is having some form of open day or something of that nature. Then we could also include the date among other details at this bottom section here. So we're just gonna add some spice to this brochure. All right, so also a quick thing that we can do just to reduce confusion and so forth in terms of inputting section within these. So let's say I wanted to remove this because based on the type of input that I will be utilizing, I might have to make some adjustment to the text. So I'll just remove this box here from now and then include what they call a text box, and I will just draw this into the section that is here. So for this part I will enter the name of my restaurant. So let's say the name of the restaurant is Foodie Loop. All right, so the text is a little bit too small, so I'll just increase the size, and currently that's 48, so let's try 72. All right, so 72 is too big, so we can also adjust based on the size that we would like. We could also make changes to the font style that is there. So for this, let me try the Broadway and see, and then we could also make adjustment to the color that is used for the presentation. So currently this would be my restaurant name. I could also include a background for this per se, so it doesn't have to be a blank box. We could actually add color to that background. So to the top above this section here, we would see a heading called drawings. So we would click on drawings, and then the option for shape fill is there. So we could also try to locate a color to add to the background of this heading. So let me try this color and see. All right, so maybe a black text would then work better for this part. So I click on the black, and then that changes this food loop to that color. So black and yellow, or the color that is here, kind of look complementary, I would say. And if you want to center this, you can also go ahead and center this information. All right, so we have the name of the restaurant here, and let's say I also want to include maybe an image of the meals or an image of a restaurant here. Then I would click on the pictures and try to locate one online to include. So I'm typing restaurant, and then I'm searching. All right, so they have varying, so I'll just randomly click one for now and then insert that on the page. So the image will appear a little big, so we can also make adjustment for it to fit in on the section that we want. So I'm just minimizing this image here, and then I can produce it on the page. All right, so I'm scrolling through, and I'm also zooming in just to see the text information that they have outlined. So they have a section also where we could include logo, and then if it is that you want to include a logo on this page, then you could proceed to do so. But I'm not including any brochure, so I'm just going to go ahead and delete this part of it. All right, so business tagline, the best food in town. All right, and then this would give us the information in terms of the tagline for the business. Have an image, opening image there, and we also have the name of the restaurant. We could also include, let's say I'm adding also an open day. So we're saying we're having an open day. We could include some information in that to say open day March 10, 2021, and then again we can make adjustment to this in terms of changing the font size and the font style that we want to use. All right, I'm also adding a background image for this section as well. All right, so far this would have been our front page, and then when we proceed now to the other section, we can make the different adjustments. So I'm proceeding now to this middle section. So they have an address set of information there, so we could also make adjustment. So they give us example as to what to fill in where. So this is Foodie Loop Restaurant, then the address as well as telephone number, fax, email. So I just fill this in with some random information. Okay, Okay, so shop 15, shop number 15. Why do I keep using the $? Shop number 15, bargain mall. All right, so we have the address line completed. So the telephone number, we leave that for now, same for fax, and then we'll just edit the email address that they have. So we could say foodie loop or foodie.loop@gmail.com. So that is just a made up address that we have. Again, we can include our shape fill just to give this section a little special look. So we select the option here, drawing tools is a heading, and then shape fill. So I'm changing the color this time, maybe to all right, so let's find more colors. Trying maybe a pink for this one, and then change the text color to black. All right, we could also make it bold and increase the font size just a little bit. So information gone, I'll just drag this down so that we can see the remaining data there. So we could also add a few images here for the restaurant. Let me just proceed. So it's image pictures. We're looking for food this time, and then we're gonna include maybe 2 images of food on this part, and then we would be finished with this aspect. All right, so I found 2 images online. I will just zoom out. Okay, let me select. Okay, so it seems like I can only add 1 image at a time for this section of it. I'm rotating the image based on how it looks or how it was placed. All right, and then I can also drag it to the section that I want to fill it. I can also expand the size of this image. So let me zoom out a bit so that you can be able to see this page. I could also drag this down just a little bit more. Then I can add a second image just to finish this aspect of it. So again, I go to pictures, food, and I'm searching via Bing, and then I'm adding a second image in this. So for this, try to include 1 image at a time, as you will get some little hiccups when you're trying to include more than 1 at once. All right, so this then is this last page, and we could also swap how this part works, because we could have the contact or an address line in the middle, and then this image we could place it down here. So that can adjust this a bit. All right, so this is our front page and then our mid-box section that we have completed thus far. So I could also proceed to make adjustment to the back panel. So maybe the back panel could say about us. All right, so we're gonna say about us, and then we would give the details here. So I'll just add maybe a few sentences concerning restaurant. All right, so just indicating also to say where the restaurant is located, maybe the opening hours, or maybe the opening hours could also be included on the front page as well. Again, I said based on the structure of the website, sorry, the brochure that you are creating. So we have we are open Mondays to Saturdays between the hours of 9 a.m. to 12, all right, so 11 p.m. All right, we could also, we specialize in Jamaican based dishes and Mexican food, something like that. All right, we can also again make adjustments to this. So I keep changing my text to black because black is normally very easily read, and I'm also adjusting the size of this. Also, we could change the font style. All right, so for this I was trying to find a fancy, but I'm gonna use the Cooper, and that's there. So the about us could stand out more than the rest of the details there. So about us, we could also change the color for this part, and we're going to increase the size maybe to 20. If you observe down here, the text kind of fell off the page, so we could bring this back up, or we could just reduce the size. I'm changing the color of the about us. Right, I don't think I like how that color looks. I'm just bringing it back to a standard color and then adjust it from there. All right, so increase, more be bold, and let's see how that looks. All right, we could adjust the size a little more. All right, so this is the about us page or section, and then from here we could also add an image down here for another aspect of the restaurant. When our images enter the brochure, we have to reduce the size and then place it into the section that we would like to add it in. Size of this and then fixing it on the section that they provided us. So this would have been the first page of our brochure for now, and then for the borders, so I'm gonna be adding now some page borders, so putting some borders around it. So I will go to the insert tab, and I'm looking for a section that says borders and accents. So in the borders and accents section, I can locate various type of borders. So we could add a whole border, or we could add the smaller section bars. For that, the bars will take up a little bit more time than a full border. So what I'll do is to add a full border, and then for the midsection I'll add the bars to it. So for the frames, rather, we would able to select a random frame. So I'll select this one, and then before I expand the size, or I could expand it, and then from there we will show you how to get it behind this information. So for now, this would hide the information that is there and also shift some things out of perspective. So I'm just expanding it. Let me zoom out a bit. I've expanded the brochure border, and then from here I'm gonna be clicking off and then back onto that border, and the section that says format, I'm clicking on that, and then under the arrange section I'm clicking on the arrow that says send backward and click on send to back. So this is now at the back of the page, and as you can see, our page now has an outside border. So now we want to proceed to add some middle bars just to bring it up a little bit more. So let me check something. Okay, so we could also apply shape fill. So the shape fill itself is the background effect. So pink is looking a little bit loud, I believe. All right, so I'll keep the blue for now, and then from here I will now proceed to add in the bars. So again, to the insert tab, borders and accents, and then I'm just going to be selecting one of these bars. All right, so I am going to select the circular bar for this. I want to spin the bar so that it will go vertical from top to bottom. So I spin, and maybe it's not 100% straight at this time, but we can still make adjustment. I'll drag on the bottom section and then all the way to the bottom of our brochure just to have it expanded. To make a copy of this, I could proceed to selecting Control C, or just click off, then click on, and then right click, select copy, and then paste and drag it to the section that we would like to have it on. All right, so these are technically how our borders and bars would look. We could also apply this to the ends of the page. Maybe some persons would say it looks a little bit crowdy, but it kind of bring up the page in some context per se. So I'm kind of decreasing the width of the end ones because they were a little bit on the information setting that we provided. If it is that we wanted to apply it to the top section, then we could also do that, but for me, I'm gonna be leaving this for now as is. Again, remember, we can change the color for the broader border, so we could change shape fill and then select the color that we would want to change this information to. All right, let's see this one. And then you could select the color based on how it complements your item. This is just to give you an overview of how we can make the adjustments. For the bars, let me check if we can change the shape fill. I believe so. So, for this one now, it would override the type of template that is there. So it would remove the circulars and would just give us a standard color fill. So I'll just, all right, for this, I'll just do a standard color fill for these two sections and maybe leave the circular for the next two. All right, so this is technically how we would have made adjustments to our page, and the same applies. So we would proceed to our next section, make the changes, add in images as we would want to add them in, apply our borders just as how we did to the first page, and then from there that would have technically been our overall brochure. So this was just a quick preview as to how we could make adjustments to our trifold brochure, and I do hope that you made some observations and can be able to apply it on whatever project it is that you're doing. Thank you so very much for watching, and we do hope to see you in the next video tutorial.